what you saw through your career of people who had either no father, bad father,
Yeah.
sort of a deal, and how that affected society.
Well, I felt like, those 2 years I spent in gangs, we had a 2-year lid. You can only be in that detail for 2 years. And it was a lid that it was a detail that was weird. We had a patrol function. So we were assigned in patrol. We were deployed in patrol, but we were assigned to the investigative unit. So what we would do is we'd take everything from the point of contact all the way to filing, all the way into the DAs, all the way into court. So you were basically a detective wearing a uniform, working just gangs. And so it was great, and I learned two things about that. One, I was in a very diverse community that had polar spectrums, right, from people of high income and people of low income. And the gang cliques that we were at that time, it's changed, it's a moving target, but at that time, gang cliques were Hispanic, Black, Korean, and white. Those were the Caucasian. Those were the four kinds of gangs that we were working in four different regions of our city. And so we knew everybody. Our job was to get to know everybody on a first name basis. And so as I was starting to see, like, what is the pat, like, just as many problems in the white community with the gangsters we were working as there were in the Korean community, as there were in the Hispanic and the Black. And these are very diverse communities, both economically, culturally, just in terms of just how they're living in their neighborhoods are very different. And I'm like, well, what's the common denominator when they are so different? It's certainly not race. It's not culture. It's not socioeconomic status. It's not even education level, because yours are very, very broad, very broad. And I'm like, okay, we had Korean gangsters who were straight A students.
Hmm.
And we knew because we were working with the resource officers in the schools, and we knew who these kids were at school. I'm like, wow, this is bizarre. Like, what is the common denominator? And it's always lack of dad, but it looks different. It could be their dad's locked up. Don't know him because I never knew him. Or my mom doesn't know who my dad is. Sadly, that's true for some kids. Or it could be that dad's home every day, but he's a deadbeat, not involved, drunk on the couch, uninvolved. Or it could be that dad's a workaholic, never even learned how to speak English, came overseas, came here, started a business. They have got great money, great resources, but dad's never home and has no idea what the kids are doing. They all grew up speaking English, like two different worlds that have been in the same house. Lack of dad looks different depending on the situation, but it leads to the same type of collapse. And so that for me was sobering, because I had a 2 and a 4-year old at the time. Those kids are now 30, almost 36 and 34, coming up here in the fall. So that was a long time ago. And I was concerned that, I was working so many hours because it was an investigative position, that you have to, you talk to this kid. It starts off as